Photosynthesis. Plants make their food using energy from light in a process known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants manufacture food substances from carbon dioxide and water using energy from sunlight. The process of photosynthesis involves the conversion of light energy into chemical energy which is stored in food. Therefore, as a result of photosynthesis, plants manufacture food which is then available to other organisms. Plants are, therefore, referred to as producers, and animals directly or indirectly depend on them as a source of food. During the process of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide from the atmospheric air is used. Oxygen is given out and released into the atmospheric air as a byproduct. Animals and plants use oxygen from the atmosphere for respiration. They release carbon dioxide as one of the products of respiration. This way, photosynthesis helps to maintain the level of carbon dioxide and oxygen fairly constant in the atmosphere. The process of photosynthesis occurs mainly in the leaves. The raw materials for photosynthesis are water and carbon dioxide gas. For the process to take place, it requires the presence of light and chlorophyll. Photosynthesis usually takes place in the chloroplasts. Water and carbon dioxide molecules undergo several chemical processes in the presence of sunlight to form carbohydrates, and oxygen is given out as a byproduct. The process can be summarized using the general equation represented as shown. However, this process is more complex than what is represented in the simple series of equations given above. It involves chemical reactions that can be outlined in two general stages. These are the light stage and the dark stage. The light stage. This is also called the light-dependent stage. It is the initial stage in the process of photosynthesis. The chlorophyll molecules absorb light energy, which is used to split water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen atoms. This process is called photolysis of water and is shown above. The hydrogen atoms that are produced by the splitting of water enter the dark stage, while oxygen is released in the atmosphere, or used by the plant for respiration. Some of the solar energy absorbed by chlorophyll molecules is used in the formation of energy-rich adenosine triphosphate, ATP, which is later used in the dark stage. This reaction involves conversion of light energy to chemical energy. The dark stage. This is also called the light-independent stage. This is the second stage of photosynthesis. It proceeds whether light is present or not. This process involves carbon dioxide with hydrogen atoms, which combine to form a simple sugar such as glucose. This process is known as carbon dioxide fixation, which involves a series of enzyme-controlled reactions as shown in the equation below. This equation is a summary of carbon dioxide fixation. The energy required for this reaction is provided by ATP from the light stage reaction. The intermediate product undergoes further reactions to form simple sugars such as glucose. Some of the glucose formed is directly utilized by the plant cells, while the rest is converted to starch and stored in the plant. In addition to glucose, fatty acids and amino acids are also formed in the dark stage of photosynthesis. Factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis. The rate of photosynthesis is influenced by various factors, which include light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, temperature, and water. Light intensity. Light intensity varies from day to day and from place to place. On a bright sunny day, plants photosynthesize faster than on a dull cloudy day. The rate of photosynthesis increases as the light intensity increases, up to a certain level when it slows down and finally remains steady. At this point, other factors become limiting. Very bright sunshine may actually damage plants because of high amount of ultraviolet light. It is important to note that the quality of light also affects the rate of photosynthesis. Most of the plants require red and blue wavelengths of light for photosynthesis. Plants growing in the shade receive low and poor quality of light, which slows the process of photosynthesis. At optimum range of light intensity, the rate of photosynthesis reaches its maximum. Carbon dioxide concentration. The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is about 0.03% and does not vary very much. Under controlled conditions like in a greenhouse, an increase in carbon dioxide concentration results in a linear increase in the rate of photosynthesis up to a certain level, when it slows down and finally remains steady. Temperature. Photosynthesis is a process that is controlled by enzymes. Enzyme-controlled reactions are affected by temperature. At low temperature, the rate of photosynthesis is low. A rise in temperature results in the increase in the rate of photosynthesis. Further increase in temperature results in a sharp decrease in photosynthesis, finally leading to cessation of photosynthesis. This is because the excess heat denatures the enzymes that control the process of photosynthesis. For each factor considered, the rate of photosynthesis increases up to the point where it levels off. At this point, there is a limiting factor. For example, when the graph levels off for carbon dioxide, the limiting factor may be light intensity. If this were increased, the rate of photosynthesis would increase beyond the plateau. Water. Plants need water for photosynthesis. Plants whose leaves are withering due to insufficient water may photosynthesize at a lower rate. However, water is needed for many other purposes besides photosynthesis, and the effect of water shortage on photosynthesis may be indirect. Thank you for watching this biology lesson. Please subscribe to this channel and other Genius channels relevant to your level of study.